At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
All right. Friday. It's Friday. That's the good news here. That's the positive. And we got more positive. We've got stuff on Bumper Pool, too. We're going to talk about bumpers, so stick around. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Hang on a second. It's a little... Should I just put the beanie on? Is that what I should do? Because my hair's kind of a mess. Should I put the beanie on, or is that going to make it worse? It's not going to look much better. Hang on. We got to do something else, too. Hang on. Check this out. Watch this. You ready? Oh, it's out of view, though. Let's make it red. There we go. You can't really see it because someone moved my helmet. I'm just going to blame my wife. Like last night when she laughed when I fell in the garage. She laughed. I fell. And it hurt. And I showed her the scar. And she laughed. We've been married since 2006. You do the math. Like we're at that age where it's like that sort of stuff is funny. Okay. So much to cover. OMG. Transfer portal mania. It's crazy out there. It's the wild, wild west, man. We talked about this with the NIL stuff. Turn up. There you go. We talked about this with the NIL stuff, which, again, I am completely for NIL. I'm for it. Should there be more rules, restrictions, regulations from the NCAA? Sure. And I'm not a big regulation guy, but clearly they're just leaving it up to the states and the schools within those states. And that is extremely problematic. But now you've got immediate eligibility in the transfer portal. So what does that mean? Like the title says on the thumbnail, this is the new normal. Ty, what the hell? What WTH is going on? Well, looking at the portal, and you had a new... It never fails. It never fails. Every time I go live, it's like right on the dot. Sorry about that. Scammers. You had a new entry into the portal this morning. And that was, of course, where's my Hogs in the portal page? Here it is. Jalen Williams, former JUCO. Kid had some really good offers. Really good offers. And from what I understand, they were committable, fully on board offers. These weren't BS, like put you on hold kind of offers or uncommittable offers, as they've kind of been called before. So that puts you at, well, let's go over it. Okay? Josh Oglesby was your first. Solomon Wright, Vito Calvaruso, Andy Boykin, JT Towers, Jermaine Hamilton-Jordan, Darren Turner, 4-star wideout, Jalen St. John, who then took his name out. He went in the portal on December 20th, took his name out. Ray Curry on the 21st, the following day. He has not taken his name out as far as I know. Devin Bush, now his second time in the portal. Nick Turner, defensive back. Kendall Catalan, yes, Jalen Catalan's brother. Joe Fouché on the 5th, and then Gregory Brooks on the 6th. Malik Hornsby. Jalen Williams, both in the last 48 hours, have all entered the portal. So how many is that now? What are we up to? 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't feel like that's right. No, someone had said that on 247 the page hadn't been updated. There's someone that still hasn't been added but is in the portal. So unless there's someone that took their name out that I'm unaware of, those are the names. Those are the people that are in the portal. So before we go on any further, of course, I want to give a shout-out to Patreon supporters. You guys, you saw the page. Thank you so much for those of you who have joined. YouTube they're kind of wonky on how they're monetizing my videos. So the Patreon definitely helps that out. And, of course, shout-out to our sponsor, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Might need them to come over and take a look at my garage door after my fat ass fell into it last night. I could just hear my wife laughing on the other. To be fair, she didn't know what had happened. I walked in, I'm limping, and she's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I fell into the garage door," and she just starts chuckling. I might need to give Travis Ford and the boys a call. But these guys, they operate out of Central Arkansas and in Northwest Arkansas. Their link is provided for you down below in the description box. And, of course, they're also on our PTN sponsor page. There's so much to discuss. We still got basketball. You still got a big game on the road tomorrow, and nobody cares. And I feel like even if Arkansas basketball was good, it wouldn't even be news right now because of all this stuff with the transfer portal. It's just absolutely insane. So if you have any questions, remember, Super Chat will always take priority. So if you guys have any questions, or those of you who are watching this after the fact, yeah. All right, let's start off first. We'll get there. We got bumper pool to cover. I wanted to talk really quick. You guys know the All-American Bowl is tomorrow. And I forgot who all the hell's in that bowl for Arkansas. But you have, I think it's 3 that are in that bowl. Samuel Bakke, I believe, is in this bowl. I know Isaiah Centenia is, and the long snapper. Eli Stein is in this thing. You have Rouser, who I don't know. People are in our Discord. Someone had said the other day, like, "Oh no, I'm hearing he's still all hog." Maybe he is. I don't know. From what I understand, it's kind of up in the air as to whether or not Miles Rouser, the 4-star safety out of Michigan, if he signs in February or not. I think it's kind of up in the air. I haven't even honestly, I haven't asked about him. I haven't talked to anybody about him in a while. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Maybe I'll have an update for you next week on him. I think now, especially now, it feels almost like he is a must-get. I will say, too, Norwood, as far as I know, there's been no contact to the former Fort Smith Northside safety or DB. No contact as far as I know. So on Arkansas's end, we haven't updated the Bobby Hopper transfer portal page other than one player, Darian Green Warren. And again, since this transfer stuff happened with the Razorbacks, I've not gotten caught up on him. I don't know the latest. We know he was at Michigan. He's a 6-foot, 190-pound corner. Again, 4-star guy that was kind of, you're talking about a 4-star prospect that went to Michigan, right? I don't know anything about him. Everyone is so caught up on what's going on with the portal. with the Razorbacks in the portal. All I can see everywhere is Sam Carter rumors. Okay. So, really quick, I know we're itching to get to there. Just want to remind you guys, Isaiah Santana is in this thing tomorrow along with the other two. I think Samuel Bakke, as far as I know, I believe he's in this same bowl. I think he's in the same bowl. If you guys didn't get a chance to catch it, Gabe Brooks from 247 had something positive to say about Isaiah Santana this week during practice. It's titled All-American Bowl Top Performers from Day 3 of East Practice. And he mentions Isaiah Santana, and he wrote, Santana on Thursday showed impressive spatial awareness during short to intermediate drills and routes on air. Then found open space on some levels, or on the same levels in 7-on-7 competition. He provides an intriguing weapon for the East as a slot receiver type who can find openings for quicker throws, but also run by defenders in the vertical game with athlete boosted speed and athleticism. Yeah, so nothing that we didn't already know, but it's good to hear someone on that level talk that positively about Isaiah Santana. Now, Arky56, a.k.a. Pops, my dad, thinks he's going to come in and start. I think the competition's going to be, listen, spring this year, not only because of all the portal stuff and all what's going on with the DBs, but on the offensive side of the ball, spring ball is going to be fascinating. Now, he's not going to participate during spring camp. Samuel Bakke, as far as I know, is going to be here, and Quincy McAdoo are both going to be here during spring. Unfortunately for Santana, we're not going to get a chance to get any eyeballs on him at all for football until he's supposed to report in June. And even then, like, the media has little to no access, as far as I know, unless that's changed. And then we won't start to really hear stuff on him until, after a couple of weeks of fall camp. I think he's at a disadvantage not being here during spring. He just is. I get it. Track life, blah, blah, blah. But I think he's going to be at a disadvantage. He's coming in a little late. You got two other guys who are going to be here. You got Hazelwood, who clearly is going to be here. You've got, assuming these guys are back, I feel like now it is completely up in the air who the hell returns in 2022. Again, it's the new normal. Yes, there have been rumors about Katron Jackson. I don't know that there's any truth to them. So, again, you have to take them all until you see them, until you hear it from the horse's mouth or see it from the horse's mouth on Twitter. Until you see them say something, take it all with a grain of salt. Yes, Katron Jackson's name has popped up here and there, but that's from fans. I think some of that's a little bit of an overreaction. So, but I feel like Katron Jackson could have, the sky's the limit for him. So Santana is going to come in a little bit behind. But I like him a lot, and it may not matter. He may come in fall camp and absolutely blow people away. He's got that. That's his skill set. So Tulsa defensive lineman Jackson Player is going to be visiting on January 14th through the 16th. I had people in my YouTube comments telling me it's a done deal. He's not coming here. Well, that just kind of got put to bed. If he's going to visit, it's not a done deal. I'm not saying he ends up being a Razorback, but Jackson Player would be an awesome addition. We know that Coach Ashley was a former coach of his, coming from Tulsa. So could be a pretty good addition to the defensive line that now looks – the whole defense was already – you kind of were concerned about depth chart issues, especially at linebacker. Yes, there's also rumors about Andrew Parker. I don't know. I did not get a chance to validate that claim. I don't know if it's true or not. It has been rumored that Andrew Parker, who was expected to be a starter next year, to also possibly be in the portal. So you have question marks already. Let's hope and pray that there's a lot of fabricated fan-made-up rumors out there. I think a lot of it's speculation. There might be truth to some of it. The Brooks stuff started out the same way. The Brooks stuff started out as, Brooks is next. We don't know that. And then it turned out to be true. So take it all with a grain of salt. I don't care where you hear it from, unless it's from a direct from the horse's mouth, right? Unless you come out or unless they come out and you see them say it or they tweet it or whatever. Then I would hold off. Bumper Pool to announce his plans today. We don't have a time. He was on the radio actually right that morning on he was down on the on what the hell's that station down in Little Rock? Oh my God, the Buzz, right? He was on there and he told those guys he was going to decide today. He's got 349 career tackles, which is good for 9th in school history, I believe. He's about 60 or so tackles from behind the all-time leader, Tony Bua, who had 408 from 2000 to 2003. Woof. I had some coffee, and now I'm drinking one of these rehab low-sugar Monster tea drinks. They're really good. Oh, once it hits the lips. So good. So Bumper is expected to announce today. I think that's exactly what he said on the radio. Yeah, he's going to announce. Feel pretty good. That's all I'll say. That's all I'm going to say. I feel pretty good that you're in good shape with Bumper Pool. So that's good. Possibly some good news. I'm going to say that I lean 90% likely that he returns. I don't believe in the 99% thing unless I feel 100, almost 100%. The only reason why I say 90 is because of the recent events. Because of yesterday, because of last night. Maybe he's rethinking. I don't know. But from what I understand, it seems pretty good. The odds are in your favor. There's still, I think, that chance that he looks at what happened over the last 24 to 48 hours or since he talked to those guys down in Little Rock. Maybe it changes his mind. Maybe there is something going on with the coaching staff. I don't know. So if none of that stuff is in the picture, then yeah, I think you're okay there, Bumper. I'm just gonna say it now. He's expected to come back. All right, let me get caught up here. Let me see what's going on. Let me read. I think Paul would have started over Parker. Staff loves him. Well, the rumor was they're both going to be on the field. Like if Poole doesn't return, but Andrew Parker and Pooh Paul were both talked about highly. But I mean, I know from people who were like, yeah, no, he's the next guy up. Andrew Parker was. A lot could happen. Bumper announcing on Extra Points podcast, according to the tweet. What the hell's Extra Point podcast? What is that? I've never heard of that. Yo, Ty, Country, Nip It, Catalan, and KJ are coming back. Okay. There's so much to cover. I know I'm going to miss something. Jalen Catalan, unfortunately, you can't go back and watch their live streams on Instagram. He went live last night. I forgot who brought it up, but I saw it in our Discord, and I was like, wait, what the hell? He's what? He's going live on IG, on Instagram, on Insta, as the younger generation calls it. I went in, and I tried to find out, like, what's going on. Like, I think the first thing I asked him was, what's it like playing under Coach Carter? Just trying to get him to see what he says about Carter. Just to validate that possibly maybe there is something there. He wasn't going to come out and say like, oh, Carter, oh, he's terrible. Oh, but I'm coming back next year, right? He's not going to do that. I wanted to hear just his thoughts on what it was like to play under Carter. He did not answer those questions from me. He did eventually. Someone brought up something about Carter, and he said, talking about those other players, I hate doing this, he said, she said, anyone that was there knows what he said. I have the bullet points here kind of laid out. Took some notes while he was talking. This is what it felt like to me. First off, he went on and on about Cam Little's 71-yard field goal. He talked about that like almost the entire time he was live. He kept trying to get Little to come on. And I think I had put my phone down for a little bit, and I had speaker on. I got grown man shit to do. I can't just sit around and listen to some kid on Instagram Live. So I had to put my phone down. I don't even know what the hell I was doing. I think I was dealing with laundry or something real late at night, too. This was like midnight. But I was still up, taking notes, getting ready for today's show, getting the thumbnail done and everything. So I thought, all right, I'll listen to him, see if there's anything important. Because these kids will, they'll talk. And he talked. So he went on about Cam Little. He verified that Odom is staying. Odom's not going anywhere. Now, listen, they're not going to tell the players if he's leaving. I feel pretty confident that he's staying, but I remember saying the same thing about Brad Davis. People were asking me about Brad Davis. I remember going into coming out of last season saying, why would he leave? I don't think after 1 year, and then he left, right? And he left really late in the offseason. So anything could happen, but I doubt for a defensive coordinator, that's a position coach. It's a little bit different for a coordinator. I feel like there would be some smoke by now. Not saying it's for sure, but I feel pretty confident that right now, as of this week, there's no smoke to him leaving. If there is, it was bullshit, and he basically verified that. He also thinks that Briles is returning, as far as he knows. What else did I have typed up here? He talked about Miles Slusher. Slusher is staying. Of course, KJ's staying. All that was nonsense. I told you guys there's so much bullshit out there. KJ is staying. He's staying. And also, and I typed this in all caps here towards the bottom. It was like one of the last things I typed up. Carter is not the reason for everyone leaving. He's not the reason. That's from Catalan. Okay? And if you know anything about Catalan, he's a leader of that secondary. Now, if he was the reason, I'm not sure that he would come out and say, oh, yeah, he's the reason. But I don't think he would have come out with that kind of a response. So to me, the big takeaways, he's staying, Slusher's staying, Carter's not the reason. Of course, KJ's staying. Odom is staying. Kendall Briles, as far as he knows, is staying. He wouldn't talk about NIL stuff because that's how did he put it? They're men, that's grown men or men business or men, I don't know, something about it being business decision. So those are the key takeaways. If you had any concerns about those guys, as far as Catalan knows, and I would argue that he's probably going to know more than anyone in the media, more than anyone here in chat, more than any rando message board or some popular Twitter, rumor spreader. He's going to know more. And that's exactly, I'm going to take him for what he says here. Now, again, it doesn't mean that he knows everything. It's not to say maybe Slusher has a change of heart. Remember, Mike Woods didn't transfer till right after spring camp. Think about that. He didn't transfer till the following day after the final scrimmage, after the final bit of spring camp they could have. He transferred. So none of this is 100%. Anything could happen. So far, all these rumors about Slusher and KJ and Barry Odom's taking the, OU job as a D coordinator or something. No, not happening as far as he knows. That's what I saw about Bumper's announcement. Yeah, I've never heard of that pod. I don't know who that is. Slusher's going to be a stud. I think so. I think Slusher's going to be awesome. Yeah, 103.7 The Buzz. Yeah, like I said, I don't listen to a lot of sports radio. I just don't. I like Tommy Kraft and Ty Richardson in the morning. I like those guys. I do. I think they do a pretty good job. I'm just, in the morning, my kids don't want to listen to football. They don't want to listen to sports. They want to listen to music. So we listen to music. It's crazy the kind of music my kids will actually want to listen to. I'm talking like Korn, Slipknot, Chevelle. And I'm like, yeah, but I really want to listen to the radio. And they're like, no, Dad, we're gonna tell you what you can listen to. And I definitely do not listen to PM radio. I do not listen to sports radio in the afternoon here. It's just not good. It's just not. I'm going to call it like it is. Poole be back because he might go 7th round or undrafted free agent. Yeah, I think Poole's kind of hit his ceiling here. I don't know how much better he can really do. But you're talking about a guy that could go down as one of the, he could set records here next year if he comes back. He had Joe on live. Who had Joe on live? But Country, you said KJ, Catalan, Odom were gone. Yeah, Country Boy, you have to take everything Country Boy says. I think he reminds you of someone who's like, he's either straight up just trolling you or you don't believe. I don't know that he's been accurate on anything. I appreciate him being here, but you've already tried to send me on on a goose chase. He does have, every once in a while, he has okay takes, right? The Morning Rush said yesterday that at the right price, KJ could leave home for Ole Miss if he's offered a deal. Who said that? I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't say that, but who said that? And if you say Ty Richardson, guess what? I could text him this afternoon and talk to him about it. So if you're full of shit, I'll find out. Like, it's not that hard for me to find out. Ty, Journey, Boston, Steely Dan. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I grew up around vinyl records with, like, Styx, Journey, Queen. My mom loved Queen. Ozzy, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin. And as I got older, I liked the darker, heavier stuff. And of course, like hip-hop, rap. I mean, you name it. From Fayetteville. Jalen Williams just announced he's going to Southern Miss. Oh, did he? Okay. All right. And see, that makes sense. Like, that's, great. He went into the portal, and then if it's true, and Alex, I'm not saying you're wrong, but let's say that is true. I'm going to take you at face value here. Then that's fine. That's someone who I'm hoping wasn't in contact with anybody over there before entering the portal, because I believe that's against the rules. But knew, like, okay, it's just not working for me here. I'm going to go to the portal. Here's my school. You get these guys that hang around in the portal for weeks and months. I mean, Josh Oglesby just, I think, last week? Just recently announced where he's going. He's going to Stephen F. Austin. So, Stephen F. Austin, right? You had Jalen St. John, who took his name in and then took it out the next day, right? Vito Calvaruso, I don't know why this isn't updated on my page, but I did. Here it is. He's going to Wisconsin. And I don't think it took him very long. I get like a week or maybe a couple of weeks to kind of look around, shop around, but these guys who stick it out, I mean, Solomon Wright has been in there since November 30th. Andy Boykin since mid last month. JT Towers, I think some of that's cleanup. I'm not going to lie. Some of that roster is cleanup. Make no mistake about it. Oh, did he? Oglesby announced. Did he? Oh, hang on. You're probably right. I had his Twitter up. I thought it was just recently, to be honest. Oglesby. I just had his damn Twitter up. Because he has his announcement with Stephen F. Austin. Is this it? Okay, yeah, you're right. December 7th. My bad. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was January, early January when he announced. Okay. All right. Well, so to be fair, but I'm okay with that, right? Like, he's in the portal for a couple of weeks, and then he makes his decision. These guys hang around for months, and is the grass greener on the other side of the hill? And it's not always, right? It's just not. I have a massive stack of vinyl you can have collecting dust in my garage. Bro, I might have to talk to you about that. Rules? What rules? Don't forget, Ty, this is Sam. Don't forget, Ty, this is the Sam Alex. Oh, the same Alex who's been wrong according to my account. Okay, well, maybe he has. In my opinion, some of these young men have experienced their first bit of fame and fall in love with chasing the glitter. Mistakes they'll regret later in life. I wish them all the best. With that said, Tommy said something, but he took his comment down. Gary Davis, what's the story on Norwood not getting an offer? I don't know. He's and again, this was only speculation on my part. And some of it was kind of hinted to me that he didn't have a lot of film. Like, he had no film. He didn't play. And that mattered to them. But yet they have offered other guys that were freshmen last year who didn't play. So I don't know. Like, you just don't know what to believe. I'm not sure what's going on. I've also heard that the staff felt a little burned when he committed to A&M. But, I mean, that's recruiting. I can't imagine them being so butthurt. That's recruiting. It's a business. He's now in the portal. If he's good enough, you take him, right? My only guess is maybe they evaluated him again, and his high school evaluation, look back at his film, and maybe they just didn't like what they saw. I don't know. It is bizarre that they haven't reached out, and I'm wondering now if that changes. He wants to be a Razorback as of last week. I can tell you that. He wants to be a Hog, right? He wants to be a Razorback. He wants to come back. But Arkansas has not. Now that was as of last week, and they still hadn't heard anything from the University of Arkansas. I do love your show. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, David. There is a record number of kids in the portal. So right now I had it. Let me look. Hang on. I had it. Where's it at? Oh, no. I got to do a better job making sure I'm posting this in my shows. I saw the number. It's like 1,400 total players have entered the portal since last June. 1,400. Here's an article. This is an article from Saturday Tradition. I don't know if they're a branch or a part of Saturday Down South, maybe. And they just cover the Big Ten. I'm not sure because they have Big Ten stuff. Anyways, the article is written by Spencer Davis 8 months ago. NCAA officially ratifies one-time transfer rules, sets deadline for entering transfer portal. The NCAA has officially adopted a new one-time transfer policy that will allow student athletes to change schools without sitting out a season. The rule has been months, if not years in the making, but there is now some information about how this rule will function. The NCAA has set a July 1st, I thought it was August, July 1st deadline for fall and winter athletes to notify their schools of their intention to transfer. Athletes must meet this deadline in order to maintain eligibility. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of instant eligibility. You want this madness to be contained, you have to stop this. That's just all there is to it. This isn't NIL. This isn't the fault. As far as I know, again, I've had my ear to the ground on this now for the last 72 or so hours. This is not a Sam Carter issue. This is not an NIL issue, and that's coming from some pretty well dialed in people in Arkansas media. This is not an NIL issue. This is look, I can instantly transfer. No one can do anything about it. I'm going to go see what this other school has to offer. Now, those of you who know me, I'm a big supporter in like NIL. I think they should absolutely benefit from their name, image, and likeness. I'm for more player options, giving them more options, right? I'm not going to go into some of the other stuff, like the schools paying the kids and what have you. I'm not going to go into that, but I will say, I don't even know why that's a heated topic. Like, I really don't. But I will say that this madness can only be contained by – listen, you're not eliminating their choice. You're not telling them they can't transfer. You're simply saying, okay, if you're going to come play college football for the NCAA, for now, I wonder, looking back 5-10 years from now, if that's still going to be the case, if the conferences haven't formed some, their own version of whatever that might look like, their own version of the NCAA, where you have a ruling body that's just not the NCAA. But if you're going to play for us, you have to abide by these certain rules and standards. And I think the same thing should be applied with the NIL. But I realize every state, like, they really could sue the NCAA. I mean, that's why they've kind of left it up to the states. So I get that. I get kind of why it's the Wild Wild West. I still think they should be able to instill some more rules there. It's wild. God only knows. Imagine what Will Wade's getting away with right now. Tell me this isn't like paradise for him, right? Guys like him and the Bruce Pearl at Auburn, and you kind of go down the list of names. But you're not telling them, no, you can't transfer. You're not taking away the option for them to transfer. You're simply saying, sorry, you're not eligible. You're going to have to sit the year out. And also, I think you should have to sit in the same room with your head coach and your position coach and at least have a 20-minute discussion or 30-minute discussion per NCAA rules. They have some crazy rules out there. It's not crazy to think that this should be. In fact, and I'm not sure how this works, but I think the rule. I know the rule used to be in place where they had to be allowed to let go by the coach. The coach had to okay their transfer, their option to transfer. Maybe you put that back in, maybe not. I see where that's a little problematic, but you at least take away their ability. Look, you're not going to go make some NIL deal. No local business or company is going to do business with a kid who has to sit a year out. They're not going to, oh, well, you know what? Now, unless they're a big-time All-American like Jalen Catalon, whose name and image is everywhere and people know who he is, and he's been talked about across the country. I mean, we know at one point in time earlier this year he was given a first-round grade in the mock draft. He was considered not official grade, let me be clear. Certain publications were saying he is a top 25, top 30 prospect in their respective mock draft. No business, no one is going to give an NIL deal to a kid that has to sit the year out. And that's not me saying they shouldn't get that. It's me saying that they ought to be able to think about their options. All the options need to be laid out on the table. I'm all for that. But there are going to be repercussions. Look, you signed. A school took the money. Think about the money that goes into recruiting. Guys, there's millions of dollars that goes into recruiting. Giving them a scholarship, giving them all these opportunities. If you're going to just leave, then, okay, look, there's repercussions. Now, it gets tricky because you do have players that you probably ask to leave. Now, I see from that point of view, what about those kids? And there are at least 2 kids in this class where that was certainly the case, where it's a little bit of roster cleanup to meet that 85 deadline. I don't know how you handle that, and that's kind of what sucks. But guess what? That was always the rule up until last year. That was always the rule, or 2020, whenever they put those rules in place officially. I guess it was 2021. I remember there was like a 1-year kind of a 1-year deal because of COVID, and now I guess it was the official deal in 2021. I forget how that kind of all went down, but that's the way the rule always was, and I think that's the only way you answer this. That's the only way you slow this down. It's not going to stop transfers, but because it never did before. You still had guys transferring out. It was just a lot more rare. Per school, the average amount of transfers per school right now, I believe, is 12 per school. There are 130 schools in this division. Think about that. In the FBS, think about the Power 5 schools, right? I think it's like it's 14 or so per school, I think, in the Power 5. So maybe those numbers get a little bizarre, but it's like 1,400 total players, I believe, since last year have entered the portal. So the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the hill. Ask Mike Woods. Ask probably you look around, and again, sometimes you have to understand their situation at that school. It's hard. I don't know that even what I'm saying, it's probably not completely fair to the player, and I get that, and that still sucks. The way I see it is, even if you're told, okay, we're doing some roster cleanup, bye, you're probably, the odds are, especially coming from an SEC program or a Power 5 program, odds are you're going to get picked up somewhere, and someone's still going to pay for your schooling. So you get a free year of schooling, and then you're eligible. So it's not like a lose-lose situation. It is a business. We keep hearing about these players when they leave. It's a business decision. Okay? Yeah, it is, and there should be some form of repercussions because right now it's free agency with zero regulation, with zero rule, with zero repercussions for these kids other than them making the bad choice or making a bad choice, going somewhere where they don't ever play or they don't increase their draft stock, and it did nothing for them. They probably were better off. I believe Mike Woods would have been better off here. I believe there's been a lot of players at different schools that would have benefited had they stayed where they were at. And I get, too, there's some circumstances where that's not the case. They basically they got buried in the depth chart, and I get that. But I still think there should be repercussions. I think that's the only way you slow this thing down. It would be awesome if Arkansas landed Archie Manning next year. I don't even think Arkansas's in the picture for that, for him. Y'all sure it was capped at 7. If you're talking about transfer portal, yes, it's 7. It's capped at 7. You cannot go over the 85 scholarship players. And even if you lose 20 players to the transfer portal, as far as I understand it, you can only make up 7 of those. Hornsby is gone. He is in the portal. Yes. We talked about that earlier. Archie's going to a bigger brand than Arkansas. Arkansas is a pretty big brand. They're just now getting things figured out. They're getting it straightened out. It only takes, look at their brand this year. They went 9-4. And these guys are still transferring. It's just the way it is. This is the new normal. We need to get Walmart to they can't. Walmart cannot get involved with the NIL. None of the schools. What's the rule? What's the U of A rule on that? Something about if you're affiliated with the program, you can't offer NIL deals. I don't understand it. I don't know why that's the case. That's bizarre to me. I mean, you think of all the local businesses that are involved with the University of Arkansas. That's a lot. That's a lot of people who are affiliated with the U of A who can't do business with NIL deal. I don't understand that. I don't see Walmart ever getting involved. They may be based there, but they're global. Right? They're a multi-billion-dollar company made up of, you talk about home office. I don't know how many people work at the home office, but they're not all from Arkansas, right? They're not all from Arkansas. They're from all over the country. I worked at Sam's Club home office, and I don't know the percentage of people that are from Arkansas. Actually, there are quite a few guys and gals that I worked with at store 8209 in Springdale. There are quite a few of them up there, but a lot of them were from around the country, right? It's not what you think. It's not like, they're all big fans of Arkansas. No, they're big fans of whatever market they're in, and guess what? They're worldwide. He's not going to start at a P5 school. Who's not? You talking about Malik? He's a redshirt freshman. I don't know what he's capable of. I think he's got a high ceiling. Needs to add some weight. Super fast. So every position on defense needs strengthened now. That's kind of a loaded question. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to get back to you after I don't know, the deadline of the transfer portal. I don't know. It certainly looks that way. If Bumper pulling again, I think Bumper's coming back. I mean, I'll just say that. I'm 90% he's coming back. If the rumor, let's say Andrew Parker doesn't put his name in, I like Christopher Paul Woodard, who apparently kind of made waves, and he's a walk-on, and this guy made waves. You need to check that dude out. He looks like a man amongst boys. That kid is ripped. I mean, he looks like he plays in the league. Well, I think it's probably a combination from what I've heard. Coley was about to overtake the QB2 position. I've not heard that. I've never heard that Coley was going to take the QB2 position. I think that's fan speculation. Coley was making strides, but I've not heard that he was ever, maybe after spring, I could see that. Maybe there was if there's an argument there, it would have been made after spring. But I've not heard anything about him losing his spot to Coley or to anybody, Renfro. From how excited they were talking about Coley, he will be fine backup quarterback next year. Got to remember, he's going to be a redshirt freshman. You've got to be patient when it comes to quarterbacks, guys. You've got to be patient. You have to let them develop. In this day and age, that's a rare thing now, especially with the portal the way it is. Imagine if this year they played Malik and Rocket at receiver, go along with Burks. Well, you mean 2021. I see what you're saying. That would be a championship-ready offense. Maybe. I don't think it's that simple. I think it kind of goes beyond that. I bet boosters at Bama, LSU, and A&M are paying NIL money. Oh, I'm sure they are. And like I said, and people who blame NIL, like I don't blame people for – I think the right thing to say about the NIL stuff is that it's not properly regulated by the NCAA. I'm all for these players benefiting from their name, image, and likeliness, as they should. To tell a kid, 18, 19-year-old kid, go out, play this dangerous-ass sport, but make the university millions of dollars, and we're going to benefit off your NIL, off your name, image, and likeliness. Oh, but we're not going to pay you, and you can't benefit from local business, from the marketplace? What kind of capitalist or what kind of free market guy is against that? And I'm not trying to get political, but I see a lot of people who claim to be conservatives who make this argument. Like, no, they shouldn't be paid NIL. What the hell are you talking about? This is a market economy, and you're telling a kid who's going out, who's putting in the work, you're telling me he shouldn't be able to get paid for that? What? Well, he's paid a stipend and his scholarship and his room and board. Okay, and He can't go to someone and be like, hey, man, I play for the University of Arkansas. Maybe you could pay me and I can be a sponsor, or I could do something for your business. What? That's the most unmarket-friendly thing you could ever come up with. I love being in a market economy, by the way. You can keep Venezuela and all that bullshit. You can keep that shit. We're in a market economy, baby. Let these players make some dough, and it's worked out pretty well for some of these kids. Not all of them, and there's going to be problems with it. And right now, the problem is there's not anybody in the NCAA that's willing to step up to the plate and take action. We know the rampant cheating is happening, but guess what? It was happening before. Is it worse? Yeah, and it's worse because there's absolutely no states getting involved with it. There's no one saying, okay, wait a minute. There has to be something here where there's not a unfair advantage by some of these schools that are paying these kids under the table. Just imagine what Will Wade's doing. Oh my God. I forgot about Rogers. What did Jimbo mean by saying there's always been NIL? I don't know anything about that. That's news to me. I wonder if EA college football will include NIL in the transfer portal. Laugh out loud, got to be realistic, so might be really hard to take ASU all the way. I don't know how they're going to do that, but they're going to have to include NIL, right? They're going to have to. During exit interviews, players, when asked, what are my options, the portal was mentioned in a decision deadline given by coaches. Players felt deadline was too short and just chose the portal. Okay. Dylan Davis is quoting what I said. Yeah, I said it. What about it? I don't care. Pittman was dropping hints about the improvements of Coley. Yeah, he was. He was, especially after their scrimmage. After their scrimmage they had getting, I think it was right after their install for Penn State. They had what you would call like a JV scrimmage, and Coley stood out. Coley did really well. It is the purity of the game, the issue for some of us old-timers. NIL and the portal make all the cheating schools did legal. Right, I get that. But to tell a kid that's just bizarre to me. I get the skepticism, especially of the portal. And I already told you guys what I think you should do with the portal. I think it's pretty clear to me. You get rid of instant eligibility, and that solves some of the issues. But to tell a kid that he cannot go to a local business, and there's been a lot of them. There's been several people now. Trey Knox got in with, who was it, Petco or PetSmart or whoever. Jalen Catalon got in with a lawyer who I don't know anything about the company, the whatever. You had Wright's Barbecue take on the entire offensive line. I think they took on some other players. You've had several local businesses have the opportunity, and these kids got to benefit from that. And I just don't understand being against that. I don't get it. I mean, I would also say put yourself in their cleats. How awesome is that opportunity? I also think it's something else you put on the table when these kids are thinking about going to the draft. When you have these guys that are projected somewhere, I mean, first round guys are going to go. They're going to go. But maybe some of these guys that are thinking or pondering the idea, even though they're maybe projected fourth or fifth round, the idea of making any kind of money like that is attractive to them. It's nice to say, here's an NIL deal. You're a star here, especially somewhere at Arkansas where you're looked at as a fourth or fifth round draft prospect. That means you were pretty damn good here, and the opportunities to make money through via NIL are pretty substantial. You can make some pretty decent dough. Now, they don't release what kind of money they make, and nor should they have to, but maybe that's one of the gray areas that's a little bit like that's kind of one of the areas that are questionable. But at the same time, you can't tell me that you should have the ability to tell a kid, no, you can't do that. You can't make money off your own name, image, and likeliness. That's ridiculous to me. Imagine the new NCAA game will include all the deals. Think about not just NIL, but think about the transfer portal. Madden has this thing where you can text the players. They'll text you back and forth, and you got to convince them to stick around for another year, sign a year contract. It's going to be just like that. I mean, hell, maybe it is just going to be a Madden reskin. with instead of NFL teams, you're going to have just 130 NCAA football teams. By the way, they're not going to call it. I think it was said that they're not going to call it NCAA. It's just going to be called EA College Football. They're dropping the NCAA name. Now, maybe that's changed. I don't know. Mr. T-Dub says Louisiana boys want to go home to LSU. Fouché and Brooks are LA boys. Louisiana. Not sure who else is. If Hornsby goes to Miami, may be concerned about Bryles. I don't know. We haven't heard anything on that. And I feel like if that was real, we would know something by now. I don't know. The Lord only knows what's going on with Kendall in Miami. If it was just media speculation down there, if there really is something to it. Did this all come from a certain quarterback's tweet? The university makes millions in their names. Yeah, they do. Universities make a lot of money off their names. Gonna miss the old games where you just play football. Now it'll be real coaching simulator. Oh, yes, it is. All right. So I think we've covered a lot of it. Again, if you missed it, Catalan last night, he went live, and again, he said Slusher's not going anywhere. Again, this is as far as he knows. I think he mentioned Hudson Clark wasn't going anywhere, and I don't think anyone I don't think really anyone thought he was going anywhere. Carter not being the reason for everyone leaving. Odom is not planning on leaving. He believes, this is from Catalan, he said that he felt like that Bryles was staying. Now, that part, I didn't actually hear him say that. That's just a group text of some people that I'm with said that he made that statement. I didn't hear that, so maybe he did. And then, of course, Catalan isn't going anywhere. And then someone made a comment about his bio, about his Twitter bio, about taking Razorbacks down. And it was kind of funny because fans are going crazy over this, right? And he addressed it, and he said, I'll put it back up if it's that big a deal. So Catalan kind of, you felt like, made some fans feel a little bit better. I think we get caught up in it all, and we freak the hell out. And it's understandable. I'm telling you, man, Hornsby will not be a P5 starter unless it's a smaller Big 12. Well, I mean, regardless, then that's a P5 school, right? I mean, maybe not. I'm saying you got to give a kid time. I've just never been on board with saying, well, he's no good as a second-year kid or second-year player. I've never been on board with that. Had we thought that way, there'd be a lot of players at Arkansas that never reached the top of their game here. You just can't have that attitude about someone. You have to be patient with some of these guys, especially a quarterback. You know, KJ's freshman year, although it was his freshman year, he was all over the place. I mean, he needed so much work, and then you saw what he did last year, and I think he's ahead of where Malik Hornsby, for a redshirt freshman, KJ's ahead. Mizzou game is evidence of that in 2020 when he went on the road and absolutely roasted Mizzou's defense. And I felt like from that point on, like, okay, all right, KJ's probably going to be the guy. I don't know for how long, but he's going to be the guy, and he was. I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for clearing that up. Hornsby probably go to a Texas school. Hornsby to a school like SMU or TCU. I could see him going to SMU, and I don't think that'd be a bad place for him. Or North Texas or Houston. He could, maybe he does, if maybe there is something to Miami and he goes to Miami. I don't know. I was responding to someone else. Oh, well, okay. Still, point remains. I think we have to be patient with some of these kids. People act like you're the devil if you're against immediate transfers. It's not good for college football. They took away a perfectly good rule of sitting out a year. Yeah, you're not the devil for thinking that, Wesley. You're not, because you're still giving them the option. It's just that if you go there, here's what's going to happen. Here's the repercussions of you leaving a school that rolled the dice on you. Again, that goes both ways. You've also got coaches that, you know what, they leave. But players and coaches are not the same. They hold different value, right? They hold a different value to the team, and they have different roles. And that's why I don't understand that comparison. Oh, well, coaches get to, okay, but they're the coach, right? They've gone through the grind. They've earned the position that they're at. They're older, you assume, and hopefully most cases that they're wiser. But They're the coach. A coach and a player is not on the same level. They've earned that right. Players are just, they're players. And again, I'm for the NIL. I'm for them being paid. But there have to be repercussions if you're going to hit the portal as a player. They outnumber coaches 20-1, right? Probably more. I'm horrible at math. So there has to be, I think you have to put that rule back into place. I think there should be repercussions. You're not taking away the option for them to leave. You're not taking that off the table. You're still giving them the option. And by the way, hey, if there's an NIL deal over there for you, go take it. But you're going to have to sit out a year. Fouché loses respect for bailing after being voted captain. To me, that's unacceptable. He would have been a starter this year. Well, he's been a starter. He showed that it was a job, not a passion for the U of A. Just my 2 cents. I hear you, and I think that's a valid point. I think it's okay for fans to have that belief or to have to feel that way. I think that's every fan's right to say, look, wait a minute, are you doing this for the passion of the game or for the dough? And I personally, I would love it if they were more passionate about football. I had this conversation with my dad last night on the phone. Well, they're just not built the same. Back in the day, we wouldn't have done this. Well, how do you know? Those options weren't there back in the day, right? So I agree. I don't think the passion for football is the same, but I think they can both. They could be both. They can have the passion for the game, but also want to make money. Do I think this generation's a little softer? Hell yeah, I do. Teaching kids that actions have consequences. Nothing wrong with requiring them to sit. Exactly. Players had to apply for those waivers, though, and most were not approved. I don't know. What are you talking about? What do you mean? The transfer waiver? I don't know that that's accurate. I know that there were times when coaches did say you couldn't transfer. Hell, just recently, like 2 years ago, Chandler Morris at OU. Lincoln Riley was not letting him leave, and I don't remember the drama. There's more to it. I don't remember everything. And he ended up at where the hell did he go? Where did Chandler go? TCU, right? Rouser, we don't have anything on Rouser right now, Will. Hopefully we hear something sooner than later. I don't know if it's a grade issue. Last thing I had heard, and this has been 2 weeks ago now, didn't seem likely that he was signing in February, but anything could happen. It's just like every rule that was created because of COVID, meant to be temporary. Yeah, exactly. Will seemingly last forever now. It's funny how that works. College football and government, right? It's funny how that works for COVID. Oh, it's only temporary. Oh, no, it's not. At the end of the day, I don't blame the players. I blame the NCAA. Yeah, and I think that's correct. I agree. Scroll up a little more. Well, it's kind of hard to do that. Keep up with chat and everything that's said and then have to scroll up. Hang on. Let's see. Before the NCAA could give certain players waivers, if they transferred due to a coaching change at their school, this allowed select few guys to play immediately. Oh, I see what you're saying. To be eligible to play. Yeah. And that should still apply, right? If you transfer, there have to be specific reasons as to why you're eligible. You had a coaching change. That seems reasonable to me. I'm okay with that. I didn't get to start this year. I'm transferring. Okay, you could transfer, but you're not going to be immediately eligible. Put the NCAA in the transfer portal. If they make them sit for a year, can they still get NIL money? Yes. I mean, I would assume I don't know why they would say no. You're still technically with that university. You just can't play. Riley didn't want any of his players to transfer with the Big 12. And there was that too. There were coaches, Nick Saban being one of them. You could transfer, but you couldn't transfer to like SEC West schools. What about when the transfer benefits Arkansas? I get your point, but I think it's all right for them to transfer. Again, I'm not saying they can't transfer, Winston, but a lot of times they're making head snap decisions, I feel like. And I mean, that's not just me saying that. Like look at Fouché. Is he going to really better himself somewhere? I mean, I don't know. Look at Mike Woods. Did Mike Woods do anything for himself leaving? I don't think so. I don't think he did. I don't think he made a better decision leaving. I don't know what kind of NIL money he made. Maybe someone in Norman, Oklahoma or Oklahoma City paid him pretty well. I don't know. But he certainly didn't do anything for his draft stock. And he really didn't do anything for his career. And look how things ended at Oklahoma. So I'm not saying you can't transfer. I just think you should have to sit. If a 5-star wanted to come to Arkansas and get to play immediately, people would be happy. Of course they would. It works both ways. Of course, because the transfer portal, it gives and it takes. You're getting Hazelwood this year. You're getting Landon Jackson. Both guys could start. But you wonder, like, where would we be if we weren't talking about them being immediately eligible? I guarantee you things wouldn't look as bad as they do on the defensive side of the ball. And I still felt pretty good about the receiver room before you got Hazelwood. I felt good about who was coming back there. He's icing on the cake. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's unregulated, and you can just you can leave and completely screw a program over. I'll tell you this much. Being able to leave right after spring camp is ridiculous. That is a huge part of your offseason when you're talking about development, getting guys from the 2s and 3s, getting their opportunities to work with the 1s. That's a massive opportunity. And Mike Woods went through the entire spring camp and then decided, and he already made his mind up. I still kind of wonder what the hell was going on. Did Oklahoma reach out, which they weren't supposed to do? And think about, you fast forward through the 2021 season, was there a wide receiver 2 on this roster? No. Would that have changed had Mike Woods either not been able to, transfer or be able to transfer, but to have that repercussion in place, right? So then you would imagine he wouldn't transfer, or had he transferred before spring, give someone else the opportunity to develop. And that ended up having a negative impact on him, and it had a negative impact on the Arkansas offense. It didn't benefit anybody, him leaving. I think it would have benefited him had he stayed. Is it safe to come out of the bomb shelter yet? Look, I get it. Not everyone agrees with that. Not everyone, and that's fine. I think for a while I was okay with it. I mean, at the end of the day, I do think once the dust settles, I think you're going to be okay. And I do think there should be, I think that rule should be heavily considered. Bringing it back. Look, you can transfer. No one's saying you can't, but there are repercussions. But this could end up being fine anyways. This is, again, the new normal. You're going to have to reset your roster every year. Maybe 5 years from now, 3 years from now, we have a different opinion on it because we figured it out, right? The NCAA has expanded the amount of players that you can replace. Maybe that's and we're all kind of figuring this out together as it happens. Look, maybe it's okay. You lose 15 players. You can make up. You could take 10 now. If you have 15 or more players hit the portal, okay, now you can take 10. Maybe there's just needs to be some adjustments. I might be able to come to the table on that and say, okay, let's keep the ability to be immediately eligible, but let's instill some more plans here, some more regulations, some more thinking involved. Maybe they should have to at least sit down and talk with their position coach and their head coach. As far as I know, they're not all doing that. As far as I know, this is a complete shock to the staff this week, at least on a player or maybe 2. Now, I don't know that that's 100% accurate. I'm sure Sam Pittman will address this. Wouldn't shock me at all if Sam Pittman comes out and says, no, we knew every one of these guys were going to hit the portal. But that doesn't mean that these players necessarily talk to Sam Pittman or they talk to their position coach. I know families have been involved. Maybe a family member did all the talking for their kid. Maybe the rule should be, look, that kid needs to sit in the room with that coach, with their position coach and their head coach, and have a 20-minute discussion or something. Figure this out. How much communication is actually going on? And maybe there is a lot of communication. I don't know. Again, we're figuring this out as it happens. But it seems pretty clear to me that something has to change. And if the NCAA doesn't do it, I don't know. A lot of coaches, I don't think, are very happy with the way things are going. And you guys, we've talked about, too, who has the most power, the conferences or the NCAA. The conferences clearly have more power than the NCAA. So the more unhappy they see how their fans react to this, you see how it can potentially negatively affect the staff, the product they put on the field. Eventually, who knows what could happen down the road. Sorry, neighbors' dogs are going crazy. We need Nolan to. Okay, I'm not reading baseball right now. They should limit immediate eligible transfers, but still let players transfer if they want to. I don't know how you would enforce that, Will. How do you tell a kid he can't leave? Period. Whether you're for immediate eligibility or not, how are you going to tell a kid he can't leave? I don't know how you enforce that. I mean, maybe I'm reading that wrong. They should limit immediate eligible transfers. Just let players transfer. Okay, I see what you're saying. If they want to, but they should be able to play a whole season or at least half. Still though, I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe they should. Maybe that's how you answer the problem. Let them transfer. And okay, well, this school took. Let's say they expand it to 10. You can have 10. You can take 10 players off the portal or out of the portal. Okay, but only 5 of them are going to be immediately eligible. Maybe that's something they could do. That's something to think about. Yeah, I think that's on the table. I'm not opposed to anything on the table. I might question how they police some of it. You know, and I think the NIL is a really good example of that. Any ideas how our baseball team or how our basketball team gets better? No, and I haven't even talked basketball. I'll be honest, I have not. There's been very little basketball research this week because of the portal stuff. Right now, A&M's favored at 65%, according to the BPI, according to the Basketball Power Index. Unless something drastically changed, I think this is going to get ugly. A&M is a decent squad. It might present a little bit of a matchup issue for A&M. But, yeah, 12 p.m. tip-off. You know, they're playing pretty good ball right now. As a matter of fact, again, they're 12-2, 1-0 in conference. Right now, they're riding a 5-game win streak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not against any real quality opponent. They did go on the road and beat Oregon State. Then they beat Northwestern State. I don't know who the hell DCH is. They beat them 105. They beat them by, good Lord, 50 points, 102-52. Good grief. Central Arkansas, they beat 85-59. Then they went on the road and beat Georgia. A not very good Georgia team, by the way, and they barely beat them, 81-79. Yeah, of course, I've got Arkansas dropping this one, but I you know, they have. I mean, they got a pretty sizable roster. They have guys getting. They have how many players in 20-minute? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 players. So Quentin Jackson, Marcus Williams, Henry Coleman, Tyrese Radford, Andre Gordon are all getting at least 20 minutes or more. Their leading rebounder per game is Tyrese Radford, their guard. That cat's getting almost 6 rebounds a game, so it looks like their guards are pretty heavily active on the rebounding part of things. They average 36 rebounds a game. They're averaging about 76 points a game. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking A&M. Until I see a change in what Arkansas does, I'm definitely taking A&M. Bus isn't broken down, just got a flat tire. Yeah, I think it's a flat tire. I don't think it's broken down or on fire, but I think it might actually have a couple of flats. They haven't beat anyone. I mean, neither team has, Nick. I don't know what your point is. Like, neither team has, my man. I mean, you could argue Arkansas beating going into KC and beating both Cincy and K-State, but those aren't exactly high-quality wins. I mean, they beat Notre Dame 73-67. And Notre Dame this year is 8-5, so they're not exactly lighting the world on fire. I mean, neither team has beaten anybody, but Arkansas, to me, based on what I've seen, and I haven't watched a ton of A&M. I did watch them a little bit earlier this season. I caught a game, but, I mean, yeah, they're playing pretty good ball right now. Not great, but they're playing pretty solid ball, and I would definitely take A&M at home. I think kids transferring out and ending up with nowhere to go may slow the flow of the portal in the future. The problem is kids don't, 18, 19-year-old kids, I don't think, look at it like a fan does, though, Mike. I think they look at it as the grass is always greener on the other side of the hill. And I think that's the problem. They don't look at it and go, oh, well, this percentage of player is, he's not. Now, maybe their coaches are telling them that, but did you listen to your parents or to your coaches? I didn't. I sure as hell didn't. Cincy was a solid win with Kansas State. It was okay. It was okay, but it's not a win that lights the world on fire. Yeah, there definitely is a lot of ball. Again, Ryan, I don't know if you catch many of my streams or not. You might be new here, but I've never said to bail on Arkansas basketball. Absolutely not. If Sam could talk St. John into staying, why not these other players? And he could, Mike. He might very well be able to do that. I don't know. Maybe. I hope so. I'll tell you this much. I have not updated my NCAA football, my NCAA 14 roster. Like I started to, I was going to boot it up yesterday, and I decided not to, but I was thinking, like, how the hell would you manage that roster right now? Couldn't imagine being Sam Pittman. Wow. Yeah. The new football game, which, by the way, I don't think is going to come out until 2023, until the summer of 2023. So that'll be EA College Football 24. Remember, they dropped the NCAA title last I had heard. So, yeah, that's going to be a crazy game. It's going to be completely different because of the transfer portal and all that stuff. Absolutely, if we keep getting what Arkansas has been giving, we're going to lose most games, but they got the talent to beat most of the SEC, says Nick. And I agree with that. Yeah, I think they still have, when you talk about just pure talent, from guy number one to whoever you think the best player on this team is. Maybe it's JD Note. He is your leading scorer. Or maybe it's Jalen. I mean, that guy kind of helps things. I mean, look at his assist ratio. It's insane. You don't have many bigs doing what he does in the assist department. But from guy 1 to guy 11, I think this is one of the top 5 rosters in the SEC. The problem is getting them all to gel on the floor at the same time. If a head coaching job wasn't hard enough, right, Eagle? I know. Hogs B-ball needs more player leadership. All we need is one guy to step up, and the rest will follow. I hope you're right. I hope that's the case, but, not having a point guard, still struggling at the 4 spot. I don't know what's going on with the 1 and the 4, and Musk talked about that earlier this year. I think it's a number of things. Leadership would certainly help, though. Man, I like Jalen for sure. Jalen, he's got high basketball IQ. And for a big, you kind of feel like when he's out of the game, they lose their flow on offense when they have it, or when they would typically have it. In his absence, they don't really have it. I know you haven't hopped off the bandwagon, Ty. A lot of people have, though, and it's disappointing to see our fan base like this. So, they're fickle. Razorback fans are extremely fickle. They just are. And maybe that's a lot of fan bases. I don't know. I don't follow other fan bases like I do Arkansas. But it seems like as soon as there's a couple of disappointing losses, they're done. Football was the same way. After they lost to Georgia and Ole Miss, it seemed like everyone completely let go of the rope. And I kept saying, don't. I backed off my 8-4 prediction. I did. I said, I don't know, maybe 7-5. But if I wasn't doing this, I'd still watch every game, catch every single game, watch every quarter, stay with it and support them. I can't understand people that completely let go of the rope, though. I get being like, damn it, I don't want to watch. And I don't blame anybody for not wanting to watch a poor product. Arkansas was far from a poor product on the field this year. Chad Morris, you understood it. You got it. Oh, my God, this is terrible. Who the hell wants to watch this? Who wants to support this? I get that. But Sam, this year they were deserving, and too many people hopped off too early. And I kept saying, I think people are leaving too early. And I feel maybe the same way about basketball, but it's not been a good product on the floor this year. So thanks for streaming today, Ty. I needed something to listen to while going through the long and rigorous process of editing videos. Hopefully we can rebound. Yeah, hopefully. There was a lot of here we go again comments after losing. Yeah, there were. People were just completely done. And I kept saying, I don't think it's that bad. one 2-point conversion and you beat Ole Miss. And I still think Arkansas was the better team on the field. I know they had more wins. I think Arkansas was a better football team. I do. I think it just depends on the circumstances in which you let go of the rope. And again, I completely get being fickle. I do. I get it. There have been times where I'm like, I have to sit through this and watch this. Certainly. Sure. I've texted some friends like, son of a bitch, I got to do a post-game show on this. This is atrocious. It was actually a basketball game. I don't remember who. Was it? Oh, it was OU. I was like, I have to sit through this. I didn't want to watch that, but I did. But I'll be honest, even if I wasn't doing this, I still would have watched it. While, swearing. Not that I definitely was swearing during that game. Us fans are so tired of bonehead stuff, and here we go again. It's just numbing right now every time we see the old Arkansas creep back up. Yeah, I try to stray away from the pessimistic stuff. You know what I mean? Like I fall into that trap. I'm just as guilty of being like, oh, here we go. Everybody does. But I try to focus on the positive. I think humans are just wired, part of evolution or whatever. It's just that wiring in us to only concentrate on the negative. We do the same thing with the world around us, right? Even not sports. We're just wired to do that. And sometimes I think, actually, maybe there's plenty to be positive about. Maybe I'm looking at this all wrong. And then look, I'm not perfect. I still do. Hell, I'll get off this, and I'm sure there's a pile of dog shit. We're breaking in a new puppy. I was gonna show her off, but I had to put her in her cage. But I'm pretty sure there's some dog shit I gotta go clean up because I thought I smelled something. Yeah, I'm gonna be complaining and moaning about that, and then damn it, I've got this dog to deal with. And then you just go down you take a trip to negative town. Everybody does it, but fans, when it comes to sports, fans are a lot more prone to it. Like as soon as something goes bad, that's it. It's all over with. And Arkansas fans, to me, I think are some of the most fickle bunch. I do interact with some other fan bases, and thanks to being on Mark Rogers a little bit, I've been around some of those other fan bases, like online, right? That's not always a reflection of a fan base, but it's like Hog fans. As soon as there's something to be negative about, it's over. It's done. We're screwed. And I don't do that. I don't do that. It takes a lot. Like if Arkansas had gone 4-8 this year, or didn't make a bowl game, then it would probably be like, well, maybe we're never going to crawl out of this. Again, I've done it. I'm guilty of it. I just try not to. Plain and simple, we just want to be great at something. Well, you are great at something, baseball. Even if you're not a baseball fan, you're one of the premier programs. I get they've never won a series. They've never won in Omaha. They've never won the big one in Omaha. But I think sometimes we kind of forget, wait a damn minute. One of the three major sports in Arkansas is one of the premier schools in that sport. Basketball, you just went to a freaking Elite Eight. Hunter, you just went to an Elite Eight, man. We haven't done that since a lot of you before you were even born. We've got several youngsters in our Discord who have no idea what that, they never got to experience that. Well, they just did. There's plenty to be positive about. There's going to be negative. There's going to be negative things happen. And I just think sometimes you focus on what positive you did. There's nothing wrong, by the way, with going to Twitter and bitching or doing whatever. I'm never going to, when you go too far, when you cross a line, when you tweet at players, or when you don't have all the facts about a certain coach and you're throwing him under the bus and you're a fucking moron, pardon my language, you do something like that, that's when you've crossed a line. But there's nothing wrong with being skeptical or a little negative or pessimistic. I just try to avoid it. If you're missing out on Hogs baseball, are you really a fan? I understand baseball's a smart person sport if you don't like it. I don't know about smart. I mean, people who really like stats, it's a stat heavy sport, For a while, local media hyped this team like we're national championship material. when the season ended, we were 2-10. There are a lot of factors that cause fans to back off. But that's on you. That's on you. That's on you for believing everything the media tells you. It's just like when I told you last year, I think this is a Sweet 16 caliber team, and they went to the Elite Eight. Was I wrong that team was good? And if you bought into that hype, Big Donnelly, that's on you, my man. That's not on me. Yeah, I mean, the media will overhype stuff. That's on you whether or not to buy into it, not on anybody else but you. You've caused yourself to be negative by buying into all the hype. Don't. I mean, I had people that were like, I'm not buying. I think someone, what did they say? They said that I had hog propaganda or pro hog propaganda. And I was like, okay, fine. I mean, this is a Razorback channel, and I'm going to be probably biased towards the Hogs. Absolutely. Who are we supposed to? So there's a difference, dude. There's a difference between information and a difference between them saying positive things about the program. You have to decipher that. It's no different than when you watch MSNBC or CNN or Fox News. It's up to you to believe what you believe, right? Not up to the media. Should they be more grounded? Should they just give you the facts? Sure. But at the end of the day, it is on you to decide whether or not to buy into that hype. If like I'm sitting here telling you like, oh, okay, we just had a top 10 recruiting class for the last 2 years, and you had this major transfer and all this positive stuff, that's plenty to pile into the positive pile, right? That's a lot of positive. It's on you to take that information and to do with it what you will. Yeah, there's been plenty of people in the media that are like, oh, this is going to be the greatest, this is going to be a great year. I've said that. That's my opinion. It's up to you whether or not you buy into it. I mean, do your own research, right? I mean, literally everything I do, you guys could do. Now, I do have the advantage of talking to people, relationships that I've made over the years, being a Razorback content creator. I'm very lucky to do that and to have those connections. But, like, you could do the same thing I could do. You really could. Hell, you can make your own damn YouTube channel and go do your thing and be negative all you want and to just be grounded and just give the facts. I think I do that here. I think I do. But I'm going to give you my version of it. Like, hey, I'm pretty excited. It should be clear, Bama is great at football. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Never called you out specifically, but we rely on you guys to let you know what. I mean, I give you what information I have. I give you my take on it, and then it's up to you to do with that what you will. You can go join Hog Sports for $9.99 a month. I mean, it's just it's up to you. That's all I can say. Like, I don't buy into what if I don't know. Let's say Trey Biddy takes to Twitter and says something like, oh, my God, we got the whatever prospect. He's going to come in and start and be an all-star. He's going to be great. Not that he does that. Okay, I'm going to probably take what he says with that's a lot coming from someone like Trey Biddy. But I didn't see him doing that. I didn't see Danny West. I've listened to their show quite a bit. And Danny West will tell you, like, hey, I feel pretty good about this guy and what he can do. Right? When you listen to sports radio now, I don't listen to the buzz. I don't listen to if anything, I've heard local radio actually be more skeptical, if anything, lately. So oh God. Oh. We're just gonna have this back and forth. Okay, I'll entertain this. So if that's the case, why do you have a channel? You are spreading information that no one else. No, that's incorrect. Like I said, you literally have. You could find a lot of pretty good stuff, free stuff on Twitter, right? You could do your own digging. You can do your own research. A lot of what I do, the only difference between me and you is, yes, I have some people that I can, like I said, that I can rely on for some pretty good recruiting information. I have a little bit of an insight on what happens on the Hill, not a lot. Okay, not a lot, but I have a little bit. I rely on them for some information, and then you pull up the ESPN stat page. Like, it's all there, bro. It's all there. You could do the same thing. I give you my take on it. Now, I think my take is probably why I have close to 700,000 views. I think my take and the way I present my take is why people. Am I overly positive? I've had people say that I'm a negative Nancy. You're a negative Nancy. You're too negative. You're too critical. I get that quite a bit. Again, it's up to you what you do with the information that you're given. All right. What's great about Ty and Biddy is that as emotionally invested as you are in the Hogs, you're able to separate your emotion from reality and tell it to us rationally and logically. And that's all I ever try to do. I just try to bring you a rational, I'm going to give you my take, and just be honest about it. Ty basically complies all of the info that we as fans typically don't have time to spend hours and hours researching, and condenses it to a more digestible format as in this show. Yeah, I mean, thank you. That's all I try to do. I mean, I'd like to think that I got to where I'm at. I helped build a pretty popular podcast. This show is coming up on 700,000 views, right? I know no one's questioning that, but I got here by being grounded, realistic. I'm a blue collar. I'm going to work my ass off, do what I can. I've got a free open source. My God, Donnelly, are you in our Discord? Bro, go to our Discord and see the work that's done there. There's free information all over that page, man. I mean, I've been telling you guys, maybe you need to be more active in there. I don't know if you're there. Go in there. Hell, we have 2023 football recruiting page, 2022 final signing page. It's football recruiting, 2022 basketball. We have the Bobby Hopper transfer portal. We have Hogs in the portal. We have Hog football standings, SEC basketball standings, high school football. I've got, of course, my sponsor page. Shout out. I've also got an EA ratings page that I'm working on that I'm gonna unveil probably now. I'm gonna have to hold off on. I've got a depth chart page that I'm working on that I'm gonna make public. It's all there, dude. That's not there, but the other stuff that I said is certainly there. Go do your own damn research. If you buy into the hype, or if what you take from what I'm saying or what Trey Biddy's saying or Hutch or any of those guys on the radio and you're getting all hyped and excited about it, then maybe you need to reevaluate what you do with the information that you're given. I've had to, and I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not trying to call you out. Donnelly, you've been here for a while. I'm not trying to call you out. But this is not the first time I've heard this. Ty, you're the reason. I had a DM last year. You're the reason why I got hyped up for 2020. We won 3 games. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to argue, dude. I'm not going to go back and read everything you say. You can absolutely shoot Biddy a DM, Hutch too, hell, Nikki, Chavanel, Otis Kirk. Yeah, I mean, I've absolutely hit those people up. I email them. I have a email correspondence with a couple of pretty reputable media folks who I don't even think know that I have a YouTube channel. But look what you say in these videos. I don't know. What do you mean? Yeah, and I think, Donnelly, you're upset. You're saying that I didn't say any of that stuff. I'm not arguing, man. Just misunderstood. Okay. Right. But again, just to finalize here, I would say what I'm saying to you, what I would say to everybody else. I was also excited about what Shad Morris accomplished as an offense coordinator at Clemson. I certainly supported him as the head coach when they hired him. And what I did was I took a logical approach. When things started to look like, wait a minute, hold up. After after his first season, after 2018, I think it was either a video or a live stream, I can't remember. I straight up said a good portion of the blame of what happened this year was on the coaching staff. That is the second most negative replies, most downvoted video I've ever had. I think it ended up being my most downvoted back when you could see that sort of thing. YouTube in their infinite wisdom decided to hide that. I wish they hadn't, but I do find it kind of funny the people that would downvote these videos. They're no longer public. Sucks for you. Kind of funny. But that was one of my most disapproved of videos I ever had. Between that and when I said it's time to move on from Mike. When I said it's time to move on from Mike, I was called every bullshit, cracker, honky, and is what it is, whatever. I've got thick skin. A lot of it I laughed and thought that's pretty funny, actually. But so I'm always going to do my best to be balanced, right? I'm going to take it as it comes. If I'm hyped about a guy, I won't lie about hey, I'm hyped about this. I'm excited. But I don't know how many times I have had people. That's got to be one of the top 5 most, like when I get a negative email or DM, it's that. Oh, you overhyped or whatever. No, I don't. I don't feel like I do, right? Hawes Roasted Fools 18 plus is the best thread on the Discord page. Yeah, we do have a 18 plus. I haven't kept up with it. Maybe we'll have to. We were talking about why fans back off. All I said was some got ousted that the media hyped them up and went 2-10. Just not opinion on why people back off. And I got misunderstood is all. Well, I think you misunderstood what I was saying, which was that it's always on the viewer to buy into the hype. So I think you kind of had a little bit of a negative reaction to that. And yeah, there's probably a little bit of a misunderstanding. That's fine. Once again, never said you were. I'm not saying that you did. I'm saying to you that I got people that were saying that to me, not you. I had people saying to me that I overhyped. And I'm sure other people in the media would say the same thing. It's up to the viewer, as to whether or not how they take the information that they're giving. Now, again, there are people that were super negative when Pittman was hired. I called him a in-between hire, and I was dead wrong on that, and I'll own up to it. You aren't missing much, just me putting weird people in their place. Yeah, it is pretty good. Okay, I'm squashing it because I love you, man. Okay, well, you know what? I appreciate that. And again, you're an OG. I don't think you were trying to come at me. So part of being a fan is having hope and expectations for your team's success. Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that. Good God. You can't sit in this chair for over an hour. It just starts to hurt. I'm at an hour and a half. This is officially the longest live stream I've ever done. I love this podcast. I get tons of the Discord and put in things I know. Yeah, Tristan is active on our Discord. Tristan is. That bat lady. Yeah, I know you weren't coming at me. I know, but I'm just saying, like, I have had people come at me over that stuff. In case you missed it, Malik Hornsby is official. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We got over all that stuff. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to stand. Oh my God. All right. We got to put a bow on this thing. Talk forever. I've got a, not that, a little TMI, but our Honda Element finally broke down. And so we got a Buick. We got a new car. And so I got to get tags on this damn thing, and I got to get it insured. I'm supposed to do that today. I get to deal with the Springdale Revenue Office. Yay. Let's keep this shit going. Man, I got stuff I got to get done. I still got to get caught up on the portal stuff. And I got to get caught up for tomorrow's post game. But yeah, it's not like 12-hour stream incoming. Well, I'm going to have to do it standing up. Oh, my God. Hang on, I'm going to do this. This is the transfer portal right here. Oh, shit. There we go. It's a circus. That's what it is. I think of Sloss every time I go to the revenue office. Let's get a GoFundMe going for Ty's new chair. No, I mean, it's a good chair. I don't need a GoFundMe. I could go buy one. It's a good chair until you're in it for more than like 50 minutes, and then it just starts to hurt. We have devolved into something unrecognizable. Ty, wear a mask. I'm not getting into that, Jenna. I'm not getting into that. We're not going there. Don't fall like you did in the garage. Dude, that hurt, man. Oh. God. Oh. The problem's probably not the chair. It's that I'm fat. That's the problem. You need one of those I got one of these. My wife bought one of these really fancy, expensive. It's expensive. I don't know. She didn't ask me. She just bought this damn chair. And it's like high up, and you're supposed to like. It's got two. I don't know. I'll just have to take a picture, and it's the strangest looking chair. And I tried sitting in it, and it's just not. It's just not good. I look away for 3 seconds, and Ty's in here spinning. Yeah. Malik might as well leave at this point. All the hate everyone's giving him, I wouldn't blame him. Same thing with Sam Carter. With absolutely no evidence of what's going on. You had Jalen Catalon last night on Instagram Live be like, no, he's not the problem. But you had people all week throwing hate at him without knowing what the hell's going on. Now, unless they know something that we don't. Lazy boy makes very yeah. That's what I have. I prefer it to my couch. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a good chair. It's just like once you get to an hour, it just kills you, man. And then it's squeaky on top of that. Okay, we've got to put a bow on this bad boy. This is officially the longest stream, hour and almost 40 minutes. Was Malik the last to announce transfer portal? No. No. He was not. You had a defensive lineman. Again, go to the Hogs and portal page. Jalen Williams on the 7th this morning. Hornsby and Gregory Brooks were on the same day on the 6th. Of course, Fouché was on the 5th. Nick Turner. So far in 2022, you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players so far in 2022 hit the portal. Malik is not officially in the portal. Do my reading about it. He is. Yeah, but neither was Gregory. What was it? Brooks, who never got. No, Devin Bush. I think it was Devin Bush, who we knew he was in the portal, but they didn't officially add him to the portal. So, like, I think they were a day late on that. This just in, Treylon Burks entered the transfer portal. Yeah. Yeah, but Malik Hornsby. Hang on. Since we're all here. Loving you. Yeah, Hornsby is officially in the portal. He is. They have him on there. Malik Hornsby, Jalen Williams, both today were added. Yep. They were. Ryan, a captain, abandoned the ship for himself. That's not okay. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe he withdraws his name. I don't know. Like, I get people being upset that he left, that Fouché, but at the same time, he put in his time here. He would have been a super senior, right? If you didn't have these rules, if you didn't have the COVID year, he'd have been gone anyways. Their career comes first, and that's how it should be with millions of dollars on the table. I can't blame anybody if someone, you put yourself in their shoes and there's someone waving, especially with instant eligibility, there's someone waving a cash check at you, which I don't know if that's legal or not. I didn't think it was in the NCAA. I didn't know if they had a rule against that or not. I thought they did. But if someone's waving like, hey, man, I'm going to get you a better NIL deal over here, and you're going to start, and there's a possibility you're going to have better draft, a better potential of making it higher in the draft. I mean, you could tell a kid whatever. Maybe he is going back to LSU. Remember, he had an offer at LSU, but as I understand it, it was never committable. It wasn't committable, and I don't remember when they offered him. I don't remember if it was late in the process. I mean, that's been what, 5 years ago now. I understand older guys declaring for draft, but dang, it just hurts when they leave for another school. I just hope they don't go to the SEC West or go to another SEC West team. Awesome show, Ty. Keep up. You mean me spinning in a chair for? I'm kidding. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it, man. If they want to be here, I don't. Or if they don't want to be here, I don't want them here. Period. And that's I get it. Fouché was offered a non-committable. Yeah, he was. Like I said, he was offered it was non-committable. Very similar, I think, to the Darius Philon situation at Bama. I talked about that last night. We went live last night on the Discord, and there were quite a few people in there, actually. I think we came close to 20 people in that Discord live, but we talked about kind of what happened. Sorry, wasn't trying to get political. I know you weren't, Jenna. I know you weren't. I haven't been worried about much until this school week. It's been absolute hell on top of Arkansas football. Yeah. No, I get it, Jenna. I completely understand, especially with what you do. We found a book. I found her book, and I'm pretty sure she got it from your classroom, Addie. I seem to remember her bringing it home from school, from Childers Nap. Wasn't Devion a super senior? Yeah. No, wait. I can't. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah. I think he was. Especially the chair spin. Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed the chair spin. Carter is recruiting good players. I hope Sam said. And here's another angle you could take from it, right? Now you're going to get the opportunity to see the guys that Odom, Sam Carter, and Sam Pittman recruited. Now those guys are going to make it to the field a little sooner. And also, if all these guys transfer out, I'm glad they did it now. Now, they could have done what Mike Woods did. Again, they have that I think it's July 1st, what I said earlier. They have that July 1st deadline. Right? They could have waited and really screwed. Oh man, could you imagine that? And it could still happen. Yeah, look, until they get this deadline stuff straightened out. And you know how the NCAA moves on this stuff. It's going to take them forever. We got spam, do we? Oh, yeah. We got a... there we go. Okay. Hopefully that worked. Their messages are hidden. But now this means those next guys up, right? The next guys up. The guys that Sam Carter, Barry Odom, and Sam Pittman, that this staff recruited, they're going to be on the field. They're going to get to participate with the 1s and 2s and 3s when they probably weren't, that wasn't going to happen before. We're going to see those players. Odom had a knack for bringing in players as a defensive coordinator and developing them into pretty legitimate, talent. So now we're just getting to see that a little sooner. We'll see how it pans out. Look, when the dust all settles, we may have a completely different take on how all this is supposed to happen. Right now, I would argue again, I think they need to bring back the ruling where they have to sit a year out, because then it kind of makes them think twice. Like, wait a minute, I need to think about this a little harder, right? Maybe that's not the right answer. Maybe again, I'm open. Look, I'm not one of these people who's going to completely box out other ideas. I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. But I think what the NCAA, and maybe they've done this and this was their ultimate conclusion. Again, this ruling of instant eligibility was years in work, and I'm sure they did do this, but I'm not sure they thought it through to its conclusion, right? Where we're at now versus where we were at before. It's a mess. It's a complicated issue. And you also got to wonder again, how many of these players are benefiting? How many of these players that transfer out, are they actually, is it really long-term doing them any much good at all? So I missed most of the show. 1 minute mashups of what's going on. Oh Lord. Okay. I'll do one more because I'm on a roll here. We're coming up on 2 hours. God, I don't know if I can make it 2 hours. I don't know if I can. Bunch of transfers, right? Malik Hornsby in the portal. I think we counted, was it 15 total players now in the portal? Jalen Williams entered this morning, defensive lineman. He was a JUCO prospect. Gregory Brooks, nickel corner. Joe Fouché, Kendall Catalon, Nick Turner, Devin Bush, Ray Curry, Darren Turner, Jermaine Hamilton, Jordan, JT Towers, Andy Boykin, Vito Calvaruso, Solomon Wright, Josh Oglesby. Josh Oglesby, who is at Stephen F. Austin. Vito Calvaruso ended up at Wisconsin. So far, only 2 guys have landed anywhere. Jalen St. John, back on the 20th of last year, put his name in the portal but took his name out. Jalen Catalon went live last night. Oh, God. Oh, man. Ugh. Oh. It's like the left butt cheek. Just, so much pain. Jalen Catalon went live last night on Instagram and basically just laid it out for everybody that, you know what, you're in good shape because, well, for like him, he's coming back. Slusher, as far as he knew, was coming back. Odom wasn't going anywhere. He felt comfortable that Bryles was coming back. I guess later he made the comment about, I didn't hear him say anything about Bryles, but I was told that he did say that later. No one else, like Hudson Clark, any more of the 2 deep guys, as far as he knew, was leaving. Now, I thought I saw someone ask him about Ladarius Bishop, and he didn't answer. Bishop had been rumored. Slusher had been rumored. All I heard him confirm on was himself and Slusher, and that Barry Odom wasn't going anywhere. Of course, the KJ stuff is bullshit rumors. And then when it came to the NIL stuff, he said that it was, that those guys made a business decision. And that was all from Catalan's live stream at like midnight last night. I didn't go to bed till like 2 o'clock or 1:30. Treat that transfer year as a redshirt type year and only allow them to play a certain number of games. I mean, maybe that's something you put on the table, right? I know they are all everting the portal. Oh, entering. Okay, entering the portal. I was like, that's a word I don't know. Everting. Are there any other Henry brothers? I don't know. That's a good question. Do they have any more cousins? I think is Hudson the youngest? I don't know. That's a good question. His parents are active on Twitter. Didn't know if there was a reason. We don't know the reasoning. There's nothing right now that's public. Per source, Bumper Pool's coming back. Per source. Well, let me just say, they're probably right. It's good to hear from Kat, though. Yeah, it was really good. I was in there. I was in there for like 20 minutes. Ty giving one of them Southern goodbyes. Yeah, long and drawn out. Yeah. We have Walmart, HQ, Tyson, Jerry Jones, so other schools shouldn't be able to use NIL to lure players away from us. Again, you can't deal with Walmart. You can't deal with Tyson. You can't deal with JB Hunt. And again, this was straight from the University of Arkansas. I think any program that they're partnered with or any business they're partnered with cannot get involved with the NIL. Now, I don't know what that means for Jerry Jones. You have the nutrition center? The Jones Family Nutrition Center? I mean, I don't know how that works. I hope Bumper comes back. His official should be out any minute. Okay. Maybe we can Tonka, thanks for the retweet. John Hawes, I'm sure some of these guys have exited. This is officially the longest live stream we have ever done. Mario Kart 9 trending. My kids will like that, even though they broke their Nintendo Switch. Let's see. Is Bumper Pool? I'm going to check his Twitter. Should we just go stay live until he announces? Oh. Okay, Extra Points podcast. Okay. It says this morning, so we should know by now. That was an hour ago. Let's see. What is the Extra Points podcast? Podcast network from Cousin Sal, if you bet. Okay, here we go. Well, they don't have like bullet points on what time they're doing anything. So stay tuned. I'm worried if I pull up their audio, I'm going to get hit with a copyright. So I don't want to pull up their audio until let's see what their website says, extrapoints.com. I could pull up their live show, I guess. I'm going to get hit with a copyright, but hang on. Is it released yet? I mean, how long is their show? Is this live? Is this their live? Oh, no, that's just a video. Okay. Ow. Jeez. Let me stretch. Maybe that helps. Nope, not really. If anybody finds anything, like here's their link to their site. Do they have a live home? Oh no, shows. Oh my God. If I try leaning on the right butt cheek. Yeah, I don't see anywhere where they're live, so I can't. Laugh lines. Let's see. Shop, pics, videos. Are they live on YouTube maybe? Let's see. Do they have a link to their YouTube? They've got something about. Hang on. All right, let me mute my.
Time for our Better Edge game of the week.
Nope, that's just betting. That's not a live link. That's just there. So I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to wait on his Twitter. I guess. I wish they'd give a dadgum time. Officially this afternoon now. Yeah, really. Someone, Eric Johnson on Twitter, what did he decide? Give us a time. We're waiting. Oh, here we go. Okay, so they here's their YouTube. All right, is this live? No, it's not live. They don't have anything live. That sucks. Someone get Ty a pillow. I got a blanket. Oh, I have to put it under my left butt cheek. I don't know. I got my kids. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me. Maybe it's a hemorrhoid. No, that's bone. Oh, like deep tissue. Oh, God. All right. That's better. That's actually better. All right. Razorbacks suck. Okay, Matthew. Thanks for your view. That's why I don't really mind trolls. Like, you still count as a view. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Arkansas basketball certainly is in that category. So there's no updates on Bumper. And there's no live link. I've looked on their website. I don't see anything about I think they're just I mean, they have to have a live. There's got to be a live link somewhere, and I'm just not seeing it. Or do you have to, like, be a member of their website? I'm not doing that. I'm not making a not a official upload yet. So what are they doing then? Why did they tell us they're going to have him on? Our friend Arkansas linebacker Bumper Pool stopping by Extra Points this morning to announce his decision. Stay tuned. So I guess it is just an upload. We'd have to go upload it and listen to it, and I don't think it's not up yet, like someone said in chat. That's disappointing. Yeah, I mean, it'll go. Yeah, you'll know, Mike. I mean, Facebook maybe. Let's check. Extra Points. Let's. You might be right. Maybe they're just on Extra Points. Is it like Extra Points Pod or something? It's a sports betting podcast network. Okay, Extra Points. I found their Facebook. I mean, they're well done, but they're not like live. There's nothing here. Son of a bitch. Bumper, I could have just brought you on here and you could have talked directly to your Razorback audience right here. We could have done this live, video and all, and you chose to go to these guys. They don't even upload live. They don't even do live shows. People after the fact are going to watch this and be like, I got to watch 2 hours of this show? He is transferring to Texas. I doubt it. Yeah, he's not on. I appreciate everyone for liking and retweeting the stuff on Twitter. Also, if you want to become a Patreon supporter, hey, it'd be greatly appreciated. The link is provided for you down below. We surpassed 20. What were we up to? 25? I didn't upload the latest Patreon. Oh, Lord. What is this? Proud of our NIL program flagship. That is the only one with a staff dedicated to athlete brand development. It is working as it should. An additional financial opportunity for student athletes, not as financial inducement. The font is really small on my recruiting and transfer process. Okay. 385 agreements, 159 student athletes. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? You've got 385 agreements, but what is 159 student athletes? What is that? Is that like their total? I thought, no, they have more than that. They have way more than that. How do you have 385 agreements? I don't know. I'm getting show fatigue. My brain isn't working properly. I'm not crunching those numbers in my brain. They're approaching 1 million in compensation earned by student athletes. I mean, that's amazing. So it's clear that Hunter's getting out in front of all that. They invited him on his show to announce, and he chose these guys. Like, why? Why? I mean, yeah, okay, they've got a blue check mark. If you've noticed, they're giving that out to the biggest morons on Twitter. Like, blue check marks don't mean shit, all right? Yeah, we have nothing. And Bumper Pool has not updated his Twitter. Why not talk to an Arkansas audience? Makes you wonder, maybe Mike is entertaining pro. Like, why wouldn't you talk to Arkansas media? Bumper Pool, do you know he has a Slim Chickens deal? I forgot about that. I seem to remember hearing it, and then I just never followed up on it. But he does. He has a Slim Chickens. That's a Fayetteville-based company that has gone worldwide. So good for them. Oh, he has his own. Well, you know what? Here, let's just do this. Since I'm still live, I'm just going to share my screen. How about that? Here we go. There you go. All right. So here's their website. And they have not, what is this? When was this uploaded? There's no date? Huh. There's no, I don't see a date. Do you guys see a date? Why wouldn't you have a date here? Like, where's the date? I'm not playing that. Because I don't think. Here's Bumper's Twitter. He has a, what is this? Shop B Unlimited. What is this? Oh, I want that shirt. Do you have fat guy size? I need a 3X, and I'm not seeing it. That shirt is dope. I'm going to have to lose some weight just so I can wear this shirt. That is awesome. It actually has Arkansas on the jersey, too, so that's got to be official because he's got that in his bio. Dude, that is dope. That is nice. Who is B Unlimited? Are they local? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Dude, I like that shirt. Someone put in a good word for me. If you know Bumper, like, hey, bro, tell or if you know someone at B Unlimited, like, hey, get my man a fat guy shirt. Let's go. It's sold out. Oh no, dude, that is a nice. Oh, maybe just because it's double X. Okay, a lot of fat people looking for that shirt. Single X, it's available. So you small people, you little people, you normal people. All right, let's go back to Twitter. Let's see if we can refresh. Still nothing. See if Extra Points has said anything. Still nothing. I mean, okay. Well, it just is what it is. Their Facebook is not any different. That's not live. Obviously, it's... Huh. Yep. Still, no, I mean, nothing. So I... They're going to make us wait all day. Yeah. If he comes back, I'll buy one. His shirt? Yeah. Maybe that pod paid him to announce on their pod. Yeah, that could also be the... Yeah, you're probably not wrong about that. They're going to make us wait. But, I mean, again, like, why say, like, when you post something like this, you should always post when that podcast is going to be available. And then then that's when you post, like, your website and all that. You got to post when it's going to be available, and now you got some moron on YouTube who's trying to find any information. Oh, look, there's Christopher Paul Sr. Even he doesn't know. We're over 2 hours. This is the longest stream I have ever done, period. Defense has a lot of talent in secondary. Can't wait to see the young guys. I mean, they have unproven. I don't know how good they really are. Everyone liked the video. That would be cool if you guys would like the stream. Over 2 hours, man. Holy cow. This is interesting. The A&M alumni set up a collective LLC, then set up NILs with these recruits through the LLC. Wonder if NCAA will allow them to pass in the future. I mean, how do you stop? I mean, they can't tell someone to not form an LLC and to give out an offer. Now you're telling the NCAA it's up to you to decide who's a legitimate business and who can and can't, participate in the NIL stuff. I don't know how you police that. I really don't. Things are complicated. If that's true, this is coming from a friend, not a source. This isn't someone that must be Pacific time zone for Bumper's announcement. Well, it's 1 o'clock here. They probably are. You're probably right. We're sitting here, and it's probably not even going to be announced till like 3 o'clock our time or some shit. So you guys watching Boba Fett? Anybody? Since we're waiting, I'll wait here a little longer. I'll wait. I'll give it a couple more minutes. Check this out. A little show and tell. It is Friday. Check this out. Yeah. Bought this from Hobby Lobby. You guys know I'm a big nerd. Check this out. Oh, yeah, baby. That's right. I had my first Star Wars action figure. Actually, it was a little X-Wing. I had an X-Wing when I was like 7. But my first like actual action figure, it wasn't Darth Vader. It wasn't Luke Skywalker. It was Boba Fett. Oh, I'm so proud of that. I was going to hang it up behind me, but I thought, well, you can't see it. Miles Slusher will take Joseph Fouché or Blair. Yeah. I thought he was supposed to this morning. Y'all probably discussed that already. Yeah, I mean, again, we're sitting here kind of waiting. They haven't uploaded a pod. And there's no announcement. He's not announced anything from his Twitter. I feel like I need to rename this live stream now. Waiting on Bumper Pool's announcement. And if you think about it, this is probably one of the 3 biggest announcements of the offseason. And now because of all these departures with the Andrew Parker rumors, this is a big deal to get Bumper Pool back. As I said earlier, I feel 90% that he's going to come back. They even hashtag their show. Like, I mean, you're not ESPN. Like, I don't know why hashtag your show. It'd be one thing if you're like, I guess they do have a blue check mark. We all know that means everything now. Not really. Doesn't mean anything. And there's still nothing. All right. Okay. I think we're just going to, that's probably going to do it. There's nothing here. There's no announcement. I guess we're just going to have to wait until the podcast comes out, I guess. I don't know. Really unfortunate. Really was kind of hoping we'd get an announcement. Someone in Discord said, Bishop said on Instagram that he's not leaving. Oh, good. Let me read that. Here, we can at least look at that. Oh, Benny. Okay, Benny G. This dude has been, I don't know if he's in our chat. He's been on top of it. He follows all these players, keeps up with everything, and he does a great job of providing us good intel in our Discord. He's one of those people. I don't know if he's new. Oh, do we have it? Here we go. Turkey for the win. Here we go. We have it. All right, hang on. Did he announce? Play, damn it.
All right, Bumper. I know you're excited. A lot of people waiting on this announcement, especially in the great state of Arkansas. We don't want to keep them waiting any longer. I'm going to turn it over to you. Do you stay at Arkansas? Are you moving on to the pros?
It's been such a great process. Been very excited to be able to talk to a lot of good people, get a lot of good advice. And ultimately, I'm going to come back this year to Arkansas and for my 5th year.
Whoa, all right.
Look at that.
I'm very excited about it. I think that there's a certain responsibility I have to continue the legacy and the tradition that we set this year. With all the guys leaving, I feel like this is the year that I can come back and continue that legacy. And we're excited to go out next year and continue the winning streaks.
Interesting. Well, that's great. Congratulations. I like that, guys. He's coming back. We did give you hundreds of dollars to be our NIL athlete. Is this the kind of thing? Did that factor into your decision? Did you you know what? I saved that money. I can live off that. Going pro isn't as appealing as it used to. He's coming back. We did give you hundreds of dollars to be our NIL athlete. Is this the kind of thing? Did that factor into your decision? Did you you know what? I saved that money. I can live off that. Going pro isn't as appealing as it used to be because I have these hundreds of dollars from extra points. Was that a factor going in?
I think maybe the future contract we got signing is going to do that, but
I got you.
There. Sorry. I turned my mic down so you guys could hear. There you go. That's why you should be in our Discord. There you go. Yeah, I got it, guys. I got it. Sound is fixed. Thank you. That's why you need to be in our Discord right there. Discord came through big. That's awesome. That is huge. Totally worth the stream. Totally worth the 2 hours. I swear to God, I'm going to mute some of you here in a minute. I'm gonna boot some of you. I get it. I was muted. Thank you. Okay, Killer Marie sent me. I'm hearing Ladarius Bishop is the next to enter the portal. Nothing confirmed as of right now. Oh, that's Hogs Media. I mean, listen, nothing against them, but I would wait until you hear it officially. I'd wait till you hear it officially. There it is, and he also tweeted. There it is. So here, I'll share my screen again, and I won't mute myself. There it is, official. Let's run it back, baby. I want to first start out by saying I am extremely blessed by God's grace to be in the position I am today. These past 4 years have been some of the greatest years of my life, and they wouldn't have been possible without the love and support of my family, friends, and coaches, teammates, and most importantly, the Arkansas fan base. I love that he said that. They all say it. I get it. I feel a certain responsibility to the state of Arkansas. Dude, you don't man, how do you not love this response? The university and my teammates to continue the tradition, standard, and legacy that has been set by our football program. With that being said, I am foregoing the NFL draft and coming back for my 5th freaking year. All conference linebacker right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Boom. The bottom part of that is Ladarius saying people are crazy. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Listen, you get these, and nothing against. I don't even know. There's so many freaking hog media sites and fan sites and what have you. Got to take those with a grain of salt, man. When they say things like "I'm hearing rumors," then right there, okay, just move on. Right. Wait until until it's official. And sometimes I address rumors here. I do. I think it's worth discussing, but even I will tell you, take what I say with a grain of salt because it's not coming directly from the player. I'll always say that. Take everything you hear. I feel like that should be the next bumper sticker. Look, we've got a Cricut now. I don't know if I told you guys. I have a Cricut. I can make whatever I want for bumper stickers and T-shirts and stuff. So I'm going to come up with a slogan: "Quality depth matters," right? And then take rumors with a grain of salt, or take everything with a grain of salt. OU has a co-defensive coordinator. Oh, I don't know anything about that. Tristan Wright says it's a fake channel. Who's a fake channel? OU hired DC last month. Odom isn't leaving. Yeah, that was such BS. You're getting your info from a fake account. Yeah, the Bo Mattingly account was fake, and it was saying, I think that was the same account that said Barry Odom was going to Oklahoma for something to be a defense coordinator or whatever. Yeah, that wasn't Bo Mattingly, Michael. That was fake. It was a fake account. Bumper and poo in the middle. Yeah, and hopefully Andrew Parker doesn't put his name in the portal. Parker is going to be solid. Woodard in there. So what does that look like? Good Lord, I feel like I'm wasting. This would be some good. This would be some good stuff for Monday's show, but I'm going to do it anyways. Looking at your depth chart next year, and look, he's declaring like I'm coming back, even with all this stuff going on. But at Mike linebacker, you'd have Christopher Paul Williams. That's a pretty good sized kid right there, 6'2", 6'1", 240. Jordan Crook, Kellen Burrell, Caden Henley at the Mike. Will linebacker, Andrew Parker will be in rotation. Remember Hayden Henry, right? Remember Hayden Henry's role in this defense this year. That's what you're expecting out of someone like Andrew Parker. Marco Avant, another good-sized kid, 6'3", about 220. Manny Powell, I don't know how much he'll be able to contribute year one. Remember, he's coming off a pretty serious injury in high school. But that's your linebackers. That's what they look like. Look at this. You're getting like 2+ shows in one. Come join the Patreon. Come be a part of it. Come show your boys some support. $4 a month, man. Just click the description box. It's down there. There's a link right down there. Or look on our Discord. There's a PTN page or a Patreon. Come be a part of the greatness. Come support your boy. I'm giving it to you all here. Christopher Paul, and I like Christopher Paul, man. Like the more I hear about him, the more people talk to me about him, the more I'm feeling a little bit better about your depth, but you got to have Andrew Parker back, right? How many guys at linebacker do you have that are solidified? Bumper Pool's it. Like, he's it. This year you had 2 solidified guys. Then we found out, wait a minute, Hayden Henry's pretty damn good. Well, why was that? I think Barry Odom and Michael Schur played a really large role in that. But I think it's all because, let's be real here. Barry Odom, I think, you look at the production with 2 different linebacker coaches in 2020 and 2021, and the production never fell off. In fact, it got better. I think now, I get it. Linebacker coaches have their role, but I'm feeling like the way this defense is set, it kind of favors, linebackers to rack up the numbers, but you got to have guys that are able to do that, and you got to have some depth there. Was supposed to be a 4-2, kind of a nickel defense. It evolved into more of a 3-front, and they weren't real aggressive. We all know. I think a lot of that was because of depth concerns and just kind of what they had to work with. It doesn't mean they didn't have bodies. Anyone can have bodies, right? You can be 5 deep let's say you run a 3-front. You could be 5 deep at end, nose tackle, and your other end spot. It doesn't matter. if you don't have quality depth, right? That's the issue we thought we had coming into this year. It turned out Hayden Henry was a huge part of that. So Andrew Parker, that is key to me now with the linebackers, bringing him back. You're also talking about a guy that's going to be a fifth-year senior, right? He's going to be a redshirt senior next year. He's been here for 2 years. He knows and understands the expectations. He knows and understands the defense. I think we assume that he does. This would be a hell of a development year for him. He has a good enough year. Who knows? Maybe he gets himself into the conversation of being drafted. I mean, again, look at what all three of your linebackers, and you don't even run a 3-linebacker set. You run a 2-linebacker set, and all three of those cats are over 100 tackles. It is huge that they got bumper pullback, but now you got to keep Andrew Parker. No more linebackers. I don't think you can afford to lose anybody there. Too bad about ACL, but year 2, Manny tore his ACL. He moved from Ohio down to Fayetteville. I got to see him hobbling around on crutches against Harbor. Torrin Carter looked good this year. He did. Torrin Carter did look good. And Nichols, I think this is going to be a pivotal year for those guys. We need Vanilla Gorilla 2.0. When you look around in the portal, I mean, they're looking. I think there's probably some more offers we just don't know about yet. But the Bobby Hopper portal page, you do have Jackson Player who's in there. You know, he'd be more of a nose tackle type. He's not big and long like John Ridgway was, but he's 6 foot, about 290. From Tulsa. Arkansas made his final 5. I think Dre Butler, has he gone anywhere? Do we know? I know he's in the portal, but you talk about, I mean, he's 6'5", 280. That's a big dude. Did Dre Butler land anywhere? And then you had, who was the other defensive lineman that was there? There's one more. I thought I had him. Yeah. Jared Verse, who I think has already, we're not getting him. Jared Verse is not going to be a hog. He did not have Arkansas on his top 4, which is unfortunate because I think Verse is going to be a monster. So, yeah, they're going to have to do something. Arky needs a secondary or we will lose at least 3 right out the jump. Those dudes, yep. Jaden Johnson took most of the snaps from Brooks anyways. Yeah, he did. Brooks, no, I think Brooks actually ran into some injury issues. I don't think I don't know that it was purely performance based. I think it was a mixture of him being a little banged up. Player has us in his top 4. Yeah, they made his top 4. Kendall Browse tweeted, "Let's ride 10 to bumper pull." If you saw that already, I didn't. Did he? I love that. I love seeing that. Let's take a look. God, I'm hungry, y'all. I got to end this show. I am starving. I thought I followed Kendall Briles on Twitter. Someone have a link? Or am I just... What's his... I could have sworn I followed him on Twitter. Yeah, there it is. I got it. There it is. Okay. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing where Kendall said that. The last thing I see that he did was did he tweet at somebody? Okay, he did. I see. All right, he didn't post it. He was replying to Bumper. All right, let's ride 10. Okay, yeah, that's a good sign. Now I don't always take that to mean as much as you think it does. Right? Doesn't mean that tomorrow someone doesn't come knocking on his door like, hey, we're going to pay you more and, we're in a better position. Anything could happen is all I'm saying. I feel pretty good that everyone's coming back. Now, you're going to have some GAs and you're going to have some position coaches. Probably there's always that possibility. Maybe look around or be given the opportunity to go coach like at a upgraded position, you know. I hope they keep everyone. I really do, because I thought every position got better as the year went on. Other than the DBs, I thought the DBs slid backwards. And like I said, all these guys that are in the portal, like they're in the portal. You're not losing guys to the draft. And Kelly brought that up in our Discord live last night. Someone had, I think they got that from Twitter, or maybe it was in our Discord. I can't remember, but I think that's a good point. Like, we're not talking about losing all Americans. The All American, in fact, is coming back. Bumper pool, all conference, coming back. Now, there's still, I'm waiting to get, Slusher. I want to make sure. I don't know for a fact that he's coming back. I feel like Ladarius Bishop is coming back because of what was shared with me. Yeah, that bumper pull stuff, that's huge. So, what I said yesterday, this is what I was talking about. I said this in Discord, it's not all bad. Yeah, Kendall Browse tweeted, yeah. The Chad Morris of life coaches. What? What? We are close to a Bo show. Let's keep it rolling. Yeah, I've got to. I have to. I'm getting hungry. I'm starving. This big man is getting hungry. We get to play Calzada at Auburn. Love it. Got to reach out to players and get them on the show. It's easier said than done. I'll just say that. You got to get past a gate guard. They're the guard at the gate. You got to get past people in order to get people on. I'm going to Wendy's. Let the man eat. Yeah. Bro, you're still here. Yeah, we covered Bumper. We got to see it. We got it. We were here long enough for Bumper's announcement. I think we all want you to take your own advice. Oh, talking to Kopesky. This grilled steak is. Why you got to do that, Fish? Why you got to do that, man? That's not cool. Been here since the live started. You go, Will. I think Crook or Brown will get playing time. Crook's going to be good. I like Crook. I'll say this. Keep an eye on him. Manny, I'd feel a lot better if Manny Powell wasn't having to overcome that huge injury. I'd feel a lot better. Jalen Catalan, I tried to ask him last night on his live how much he could, like how physical he could get. Like, how was he going to be able to participate, like tackling? He's going to be able to participate, but I think he's going to be a green jersey guy throughout most of spring camp. Go eat, enjoy your Friday. Good stuff today. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm about to do that. I tried to record. Did I delete it? Oh, so I tried to record some of the live. Can you see that?
Brandon Joseph, just a man. I want to talk to him. My dog. Yeah, y'all can send me. Riley, what's happening?
Oh, my dad. Hello?
Hey, yeah, did you see where I got another raise?
Oh, yeah, I did. I thought you were calling me about Bumper Pool. Did you hear the news about Bumper?
He's staying?
Nope, he's going pro.
Is he really?
Yep, he's going pro.
Well, I said before, I just don't think he'll make it pro.
Oh, I hung up on him. Hung up on him. Oh, I'm wrong for doing that. I'm so wrong for doing that. Hang on, I got to call him back. Hang on. Sorry, I hung up on you. That's my bad.
That's all right. I mean, like I say, I just don't think he'll make Pro Bowl.
No, Dad, I'm kidding. He's coming back.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's coming back. He announced today. They're just now.
Oh, well, good. I was really worried about him. Think more than anybody else.
Yeah. 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 Well, hey, I'm still live. So yeah. All right. But I shouldn't have done that. Oh, that's great. He knows. He won't care. This is my dad. He won't care. He's Arky 56 in here. All right. Oh. Okay. Way to go, Ty. I know, right? That's vile. It's not vile. Come on now. Wait, his bumper stinger going. He's going. He's staying. He's staying. Your dad sounds awesome. I would love to get him on here, or for him to do a stream with me, but he wouldn't know how to do it. Pool heard what your dad said, and he's leaving. Thanks, Ty. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, look, that is kind of the sentiment. Like, if he had gone pro, how far would he have gone? But I believe that Bumper Pool would have a shot, right? Like, you know, I mean, I think he would have a shot in the NFL. I do. I think he probably could have made a 53-man roster. I don't know how high he would have been drafted. I don't know what his draft grade looked like. So, oh, I didn't show you guys. I did. So, oh man, I want to show this so bad. I was putting together, since we're here, like I'm not, like, whatever. Yeah, I'll go eat a peanut butter sandwich here in a second. Hang on. Let me save this. PTN sponsor. No. Don't hang on. Doot. Okay. I had put together these prank videos. I called some local business. I can't believe I did this. I called some local businesses. I'm not going to play them here because the audio's not great. Here, I'll show you my screen. I was going to do this. Oh, that's a horrible picture. All right, we're going to do we're going to start off with Jim's Razorback. So I have to explain what I was doing here. I was putting these together. I was calling local businesses. And this was before the bowl game. I was going to make these like Patreon videos where you could only find these videos on Patreon. And it's like I was going to release one a week. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's me asking. I thought they were funny, but the audio wasn't very good. And I get these people on the phone. All right, we're gonna start off with Jim's Razorback in Farmington. Sadly, the one in Fayetteville closed. We're gonna start off with Jim's Razorback. Let's give some support to local businesses, and yeah. Yeah. Is this Jim's Razorback?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? What bowl game are the Razorbacks going to? Okay, so again, at this point, we're trying to figure out what bowl. That's what everyone, of course, is waiting on. I can't believe I did this. I don't know if I'll ever post these on anywhere, but because I can't get an answer nowheres. I've looked, I've looked on the Twitters, on Facebook. I got that ESPN app, and ma'am, I can't figure it out. And there's no. I just want to know where my Razorbacks are playing. What bowl game? I thought they announced it.
I don't know that they've announced it
Oh, shoot. You don't think so? I mean, you don't think they're going to pass us up because we're Arkansas, do you? I mean, because we don't get no respect.
Right. I don't think they've announced it yet.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll keep on it. I'll keep digging and I'll keep looking. What'd you say your name was, ma'am? I'm sorry.
Tony?
Tony. Well, thank you so much. And this is Jim's Razorback. Where are you at now? Farmington?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you.
No problem.
Woo pig.
Woo pig.
Oh, she handled that so well. Bravo. All right. So I was gonna publish those, and I was gonna put them only on Patreon or somewhere in our Discord. I have like 4 of those. Of course, there's no editing done. They haven't been chopped up. She was awesome. And I have another one where I called Razorback Cinema. Maybe we'll sit and watch them. We'll watch the rest. We played the Jim's Razorback. She's ready to get get the injection. Should told her would call her back tomorrow. Yeah, I should have. I could always call back. We got her name. But I have several of those. I've got like 4 of those. So maybe I'll play. I'll do some more. I'm glad the audio sounded better, but it's obviously a raw video, unedited. I'm glad you guys got to experience that. Okay, now I'm gonna go eat me a PB&J or whatever I have in the fridge. 2 almost 3 hour long stream. This was a monster stream. I appreciate you guys. Again, shout out to Direct Service Overhead sponsor. I'm sure he's digging this. Patreon supporters, if you guys aren't already, if you want to join Patreon, it would be awesome if you did. Again, probably will never do another stream this long ever again, but I'm glad that we did. It was actually really fun. Here's the if you want to join Patreon and you want the link, there's the link. Oh, please go. Oh, don't do that. There you go. There's the link. I appreciate you guys, all the support. And I'm sure we're going to have, the portal's not over. There's going to be more, I'm sure. So, woo pig. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys after the game tomorrow. That will definitely not be an almost 3 hour long stream. I told you there was a lot to cover, but I felt like there's probably about an hour and a half worth of filler here while we waited for Bumper Pool's decision. You need to do a 2.5 hour long show at least every 6 months. I've had people recommend that I do that daily, and there's just no way. There's no way. God only knows what we would talk about here for that long, especially with no commercial breaks and stuff. All right, tomorrow, post-game show, be here as the Hogs take on A&M on the road. Hopefully it's not a complete letdown tomorrow. Again, I'm picking A&M to win, but who knows? Maybe it could be a matchup problem for A&M. I guess we'll see. So, yeah, woo pig, and I'll see you tomorrow. What a crazy-ass stream. Go Hogs!